Small fortune phoning NHS hospitals. I wanted to make a documentary about alcoholism. Time after time, the gatekeepers considered my requests with a "it's more than my job's worth" mistrust. Today it seems the media is an enemy, not a messenger. I have real hopes of this hospital. I've been through so many now. Oh, hello. Yes, Mr. Walker, it's Paul Watson, and I wrote about our making a film on alcoholism and the NHS role in a particular hospital and how the doctors and staff and patients get on. You haven't seen it?
You also give them metoclopramide or something.
Yes.
A regular.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's a serious film. I make documentaries which are about real things that happen.
You don't understand. People just don't understand.
No, it's not. No, that's reality television, I'm sure. No, this is a serious look at real people going through an illness while the National Health looks after them. And I'm really trying to find out what the social causes of alcoholism might be. It's not an investigative piece into how you run the hospital, no, not at all.
Don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand.
So there's no point in my writing to the chief executive. The letter will come back to you. Fine, okay. Well, no, thank you. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. Bugger. Oh, because we laugh at people. Eventually Gillingham, one of the Dickensian Medway towns of North Kent, was to be my tramping ground. The Medway Maritime Hospital, my centre of focus. Dickens Ward, the eye of the storm. Months of research produced 4 patients, simply the only 4 patients to agree my intrusions to my filming their hell. And I was grateful. Tony binge drinks, mindless orgies of booze, pernicious parties she must quit or die. Mark, his poison is vodka, 2 bottles a day. Nigel has been dry for 10 years, but alcohol has left him damaged. Vanda drinks to wash out the monsters that mess her mind.
Fuck. And everybody gets my name wrong. Vanda they get wrong. I either get Amanda, Sandra, Brenda, Wanda, Veranda. Trying to get sleep this morning. Oh, Vanda, get out of bed, let us weigh you. Vanda, let's do your BP. I mean, people snoring all over the fucking place. Do my head in, and I'm pissed off. How'd you spell it? And I said V-A-N-D-A. What's the short for then? I'm 43, I look about 63 at the moment. Travelled a lot because my father was in the army. I shall refer to him now as him because he was not a father. He was an alcoholic and liked to use his fists a lot. I can't wait to get out of here.
Everything we do here is too late. We've missed the boat by miles. Yeah. Some patients have a warning that they have alcohol-related problems. You get them before they have permanent damage. And other people have already got devastating illnesses which will seriously diminish their lifespan and the quality of that lifespan.
Have you ever had children?
I've always wanted children, and I've even had the test to find out why I've never produced children, and there's nothing wrong, so it wasn't me. I'd love to adopt, but I've buggered that all up because social services are going to say, yes, but we know you're an alcoholic.
Why didn't you have a child when you were married?
When I was married, I said to my husband, I'm going down to see the nurse this afternoon. Oh yeah, what for? I said, because I think I might be pregnant. I haven't had a period for a while. And he said, well, if you are, you best tell the nurse to get rid of it.
I think it's knackered, isn't it? There we go. Okay. Are they hurting or are they just itchy?
I was going to say, when they were really swollen, I couldn't feel it at all.
Yep, they're very hot still, aren't they?
Very.
Yeah. The ones you'll see on this ward have got almost always liver problems, but there isn't a single part of the body that is not damaged by alcohol. I told you the other day, you know, we can turn you... Yeah. Oh dear, you don't like that, do you? Okay. So, very little fluid there, which is nice, but she's still got about a 6 centimetre liver, and it's tender.
Why did you get married? Why didn't you just live with him?
I met him at a swimming pool in Germany. Him and his mates were drinking beer from the bottles, and I could see some more in the that were available. And I said, you haven't got a spare beer? Yeah, come and sit with us. So I did. And started going out with him when I was 15. I was engaged to him when I was 16. And I married him just after my 18th birthday. But it was mainly to get away from my father.
Whatever you've done to the nerves is not that bad, otherwise you'd have lost the reflexes in your ankles.
I'm not ready to go.
No. I was hoping we'd be a bit further on.
Was your dad being very difficult at that stage?
Difficult bastard. He's still a bastard now, and he's under bloody 6 foot.
Why is he still a bastard?
Because he's in here. Because he's in here.
Yeah. And what is it that's in there that so upsets you?
Don't want to talk about it at the moment.
No, I don't. That's fine. That's fine. Absolutely fine. But he is the monster and one of the monsters in your head. Could that be responsible for drink?
I think you were less tender than you were the other day. On Friday I couldn't do this, could I? No. He's seriously, seriously ill. This is his first real illness, and he could actually die sometime within the next few weeks. I would have thought that his chances of surviving are probably at the moment not better than 50-50.
This is a boy who's 29.
And he may not survive. I just warn you, you know, things could get a little bit worse before they start to improve. That's commonly the case. There is nothing but nothing that has ever been proven to materially improve alcoholic liver disease, which is all very stark, isn't it? All alcohol is the same. Patients often say, I don't touch hard spirits, as if anything else they're drinking is less harmful. It's all equally harmful. So if you use the concept of units, a half pint of a standard strength beer is 1 unit. A standard pub measure of wine is usually 2 units, and a short in a pub, which, as you know, just about wets the bottom of the glass, is 1 unit. So for a woman, sensible limit is 14 units per week, and for a man it's 21 units per week. There are certain drinks which, as soon as I hear them, I know I'm dealing with somebody who's got an alcohol problem. Patients who say, I drink cider, I drink barley wine, I drink Carlsberg Special. These are not drinks that normal people drink. They're nearly always associated with excessive drinking.
Drink driving, got banned for 1 year, and then I did it again. Banned for 3 years, no fine, and 2 months in prison. Which was a very bad eye-opener.
We will see people drinking 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 units a week and more. 100 units a week and more.
I told you, I've already had one. I'm driving, I'm not. And
you'll be fine. This is only a second.
I'm not staying.
Hold on. Go on, give it a look. Go on, give it a look.
It takes less than you might think to become a drink driver.
Shall we have a little listen to that wonderful chest of yours? You're going to sit forward for me. 1, 2, 3. Well done.
It's a crude question, but can you beat it this time?
You've seen that.
I am going to beat it, because I haven't really had any quality of life for the last 10 years, because it's just been drink.
It's inevitable if you look after these patients that there will be some that you do tend to think bloody drunks and not again. And there are patients whom you lose interest in.
I can get up and have a drink. I mean, first thing in the morning. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. And just carry on drinking.
Just a long, slow business, isn't it?
But I did explain to you it might be like this, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But these patients, on the whole, drink because they've got gremlins of one sort and another.
Because he's in here.
Are you prepared to let me hang around, watching you, watching a bottle, and seeing what happens? Because one of the rules will have to be, won't it, that I can't stop you. In a sense, I'm not there, but we all know I am.
Yeah.
And you will get drunk. How will you feel me being around you like that?
Fine.
She talks the talk. You know, she's going to give it up and she's never going to drink again and so on. But realistically, I think she will find it jolly difficult.
When was the last time you had a drink?
Last time I had a drink now would be 3 weeks ago, which is pretty good.
The young lad, I think, probably in many ways has a better chance than Vanda of staying off the alcohol. And we've just seen a new alcoholic lady upstairs who we're going to transfer down to the ward, who's really not very well. But she's got family, and you know, I think anybody who's got family that's close at hand starts with an advantage.
Last weekend I went out drinking. Since last weekend I haven't touched it.
Okay, so it's very much an on-off thing with the alcohol.
It's, yeah, go out with my friends because they're bugging me to go out every weekend, so I'll go.
Your friends are bugging you to go out?
They bug me to go out, yeah. Because
I mean, have you told them what I've told you?
They know what's wrong with me.
And so when you go out with them, do they encourage you to drink?
No, they'll ask me what I want to drink. I'll say I'll have one wine, but then everyone starts buying rounds and every time you turn around there's a glass of wine there, so you drink it.
Okay. If the drinking continues, you will do very badly. You will die because of the drinking, and no question about that whatsoever.
They did tell me in hospital that they thought they were going to lose me Tuesday night.
You can't have a sort of on-off relationship with the alcohol.
How long ago did you start drinking?
As in what way?
To excess.
After my little boy died.
Was that a way of forgetting or blanking yourself out from him?
I don't know. I was helping my partner with his grief. So therefore I had no one helping me with mine. So the only way I could get through it was to have a drink.
And then after a while, did the drink take you over?
No, it just become a habit. It's just become a habit that I wanted it. Didn't have to have it, I just wanted it.
So you're a bit jaundiced again, aren't you? Look right up at the ceiling. Yeah, you're very jaundiced.
Yeah, my face has gone.
You're jaundiced, yeah. I mean, that had all gone away.
It had gone, and it's now
That's your,
come back
that's
again.
your drinking again. Pop your tongue out for me. Yeah, okay, good. Big breath for me. Well, you sort of, you've gone backwards a few paces, haven't you?
I've had more than a few paces.
Well, I'm being charitable. Clearly the message has faded a little bit, because you were good for a number of weeks. So she was good for a number of weeks, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hi, Dr. Smith-Lang.
How much were you drinking?
1 to 2 bottles a day.
Did anyone try and stop you?
No.
We had a glass each and the rest went down the drain, so you couldn't have any more.
Well, I wouldn't have had any more, so I was driving home, wasn't I?
No, that's not the point. We won't drink around you.
You need to be like Mum. You cannot afford, Tony, to drink. If you drink, you will kill yourself.
Since you've been home, have you felt the urge to have a drink?
No.
Do you know why?
Yeah, because I know it'll kill me.
And no one had told you that before?
Yeah, I've been told before. I've been told plenty of times before. But you don't actually listen, do you, until you're actually on death's doorstep.
You were losing a lot of blood, weren't you?
I'd lost 4 pints of blood before I'd even got to the hospital, yeah. And I lost another 2 while I was in there.
Why did your little boy die?
He caught a disease. MR. I can't remember what it's called. MR. From hospital anyway.
MRSA.
That's the one. MRSA. Other than that, he was a healthy little kid. Little bruiser.
You know what brought this on, don't you? Your weekend's drinking activities. If you drink again, you will die. Definitely, you will die.
Did losing your partner force you onto even more drinking? Do you feel alone?
No, it stopped me actually. When he left, I stopped drinking for nearly a month.
So you weren't too unhappy he went?
I was unhappy that he went, yeah, but we had a lot of problems. He was having an affair behind my back anyway, so it was just be me and Ethan and we could get on with it. Ethan comes first. Me and Ethan. And that's it now. Time to have our lives back. Proper life. What he deserves.
Did social services try and take him away from you? Or?
No.
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 You were lucky.
His dad tried to get him taken away from me. On several occasions.
On what grounds?
That I was battering him, locking him out to 9:30 at night, constantly drunk from morning till night, weren't taking care of him. They could not find one thing wrong with the way I was caring for Ethan.
I think we just need a gentle, quiet weekend. Alright?
I'm not going to run away.
I guess not. If I thought you were, I'd leave you attached to all of these. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Alright.
He's absolutely fine now, he knows I'm better. That Mummy's better now.
Why did you then start drinking again?
I don't know. Boredom. Everything just got on top of me, I think. So I drank. That was my only way out, was to get paralytic.
Excess drunk.
Excessively drunk, yeah. Go out every night and get drunk. Come home, do the same thing the next day.
I just used to do it excessively. I'd spend Saturday afternoon in the pub, then come home and drink a bottle of vodka, fall asleep, then wake up, start on the vodka again. Excessively.
So there's no chance I can go home tonight?
If you're absolutely desperate with no care.
So I can phone Mummy now?
You can phone Mum now.
But Tony, you nearly killed yourself through boredom. That's a very small word, boredom, isn't it?
And it's a very big act to kill yourself.
Yeah, that's before you actually realise exactly what you've got to live for, isn't it? Can I eat crisps now?
I would prefer you not, because crisps are salt with a little bit of potato added.
Not even quavers. To me, I had no reason to live. Everything was just a pain and grief. Until that happened, and that put the shits up me enough to go say hello. Now, you've got a son at home that needs you. You want kids. And now it's your time. Past is past, forget about what you've been through with your ex, and now think about you and your son. And more children.
You're determined to have another child?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Without a doubt. That's what I'm aiming for now, that's what Ethan wants, that's what I want. More than anything.
I've always wanted children, and I'd love to adopt, but I've buggered that all up because social services are going to say, yes, but we know you're an alcoholic.
I had a visit yesterday from my little girl. She brought me that.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I was absolutely made up with. I had her when I was quite young. I think I was 17 at the time.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she's 12 now.
I've got a partner that go along with that, yeah. He wants kids just as much as me, but don't mean at the end of that it's going to be him, does it?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Well, personally, I think it would be a lot easier to go to a sperm bank and have a child that way. And therefore then you haven't got the father's interference or anybody else's interference in the way you bring up your child. It's your child and that's it. End of.
Gray, I understand Tony's back.
Yes, she came in the early hours of yesterday morning. She's really extremely ill, and she could easily die on this admission.
So by drinking, what were you hoping to achieve?
Nothing.
Oblivion?
Just to forget about everything. But it doesn't make you forget anything. Anyway, it makes things worse at the end of the day. Because you think about things more until you're totally and utterly out of it, and then you don't think about it.
I was called by A&E in a panic saying that there's a young lady who's just vomiting blood and we can't stop it. It was quite a graphic scene. A very young girl who you would expect to see out on a Saturday night or any other night in the town looking on death's door, and these patients do tend to turn at any moment. They improve quickly, but they also deteriorate very quickly. And that night, for some reason, there were 3 patients, Tony being one of them, that were having the same symptoms: bleeding, vomiting, blood coming up from the top end and the bottom end. And the other 2 died that same night.
I'm not an alcoholic, so I don't need help.
What is an alcoholic?
What do I class as an alcoholic? Someone that can't go a day without a drink.
But there are times when you can't go without a drink.
The prognosis is, at the moment, extremely bleak.
On this occasion or for the next?
I think on this and any subsequent occasions, I think the prognosis is very bad.
I don't need to have a drink. I drink because there's nothing else to do. Boredom. We're going out tonight with my mates, and I said if I have a drink it'd be about that much wine and the rest of it would be lemonade and ice. So at the end of the day my body won't be getting the wine anyway, hopefully.
All alcohol is the same. What damages your body is the alcohol.
She was the only young girl with a bucket half full with blood, and this was her 3rd, and blood everywhere. And she was just white as a sheet, and trying to understand what it is that got them there in the first place. It's very difficult. You've got the family around you, trying to explain to them what's going on and being as honest as possible, but at the same time knowing the inevitable.
I think someone up there's looking after me. It'll be my brother and my little boy, I think. Saying, you can stay down there, you pain in the bum. You're not coming up here to bug us yet.
What did your brother die of?
Brother died in a car crash. Got hit by a drunk driver driving on the wrong side of the road.
If he drinks, that's just a guaranteed door out.
Death.
Yes. And these patients, when they die, it's not a quick death, it's horrendous. It's a prolonged event.
I don't know what day I'm going on now. I had it set in my head that it was Friday, now it could be Monday. And that means another pissing weekend in this shithole. I don't want to be here.
Right, are we ready to sort of rock and roll?
Dr. Lang Smith, or Smith Lang, or whatever his bloody name is.
Every single patient you've seen on the ward has consumed a small fortune in medical care. Hi there. These patients are here for weeks at a time. Weeks. And that costs a fortune. Okay, just remind me.
Lady with the non-healing gastric ulcer.
Yes, indeed.
Everything on a Monday is just manic. Trying to make beds, trying to give you medication, doctors coming around, just doing enough.
Most of the money that goes to addiction services goes to drugs rather than alcohol.
Just doing enough. Beep, beep, beeps going off. And enough of people dying on this ward, which is now 10 in 8 weeks.
But at least they stopped you from dying.
We know that the alcohol industry generates a phenomenal amount of money for the government, and then it's a great source of health problems. But still nobody quite wants to get to grips with the issue. Hi there. But the government input is actually pathetically small. Just awful.
It's so amazing when people are walking around. They're either, might be on camera here.
Almost certainly in the next couple of years we're going to see the purse strings pulled very tight again.
Why?
Well, because the government is going to stop putting the extra money which they put into the health service in a couple of years' time.
Keep saying to me, why are they filming you? Filming you? I said, I know. It's not anything to do with my bravery or my kindness. It's to do with the fact that I'm an alcoholic. All right. Worked it out.
Okay, so now you're feeling a lot better, not perfect, and you haven't beaten alcohol yet.
No.
But the fight's about to start when you go home and you've got to look after yourself and there is no one there. Isn't that rather terrifying for you?
Yeah. Loads of times that I've been by myself, lived by myself.
But then you were drinking.
Yeah, but...
And what about your partner?
You've met Andy, haven't you?
No.
And he wouldn't let me touch a drop. Wouldn't let me touch a drop of alcohol. We've got to sort out what we're doing because we only see each other at weekends. That's depressing, not seeing him.
I see 6'3" and dashing and handsome and...
I think he's handsome, but there you go. He's not 6'3".
A lot of these patients, the only social circle they have revolves around the pub. What characteristically happens in patients with cirrhosis that they die unexpectedly and rather abruptly, and sometimes do it with their first hospital admission.
I feel really, I don't know, like fluey.
What's very curious is, let it go loose, do your best, it's like a ball at the moment. What's very, very curious that his white cat has gone soaring up.
He's not fun.
No, he's not out of the woods by any means. It's still very full of fluid, isn't it?
The other option is to possibly drain a bit of it.
I didn't feel like I was going to die or anything, but yeah, apparently that's the point I was at. I was knocking on death's door.
I feel cold, but my forehead's quite hot.
Odd there. The thing that worries me about him is that when we took some more fluid from his tummy, the evidence that he has infection inside his abdomen in the fluid in there has actually got worse rather than better.
Do you know that George Best is still fighting for his life?
He's still alive, is he? He ain't got long, that bloke. That's just what I mean. Once alcoholism's got you, it's got you. He's had a new liver. But, see, it must be doubly difficult for him because he's got the money as well. You know...
They say he's broke.
Yeah, but... they say he's broke, but how many pictures we've seen of him in the sun laying on a yacht out in the Med, you know what I mean? If he's laying in the sun, out in the Med, on a yacht, girls all round him, what's the one thing that would top that off? A nice cold drink. And he just can't say no now.
You need the shock of looking in the mirror and seeing your bright yellow and the pain in your stomach to make you think you've gone too far this time.
But today's not really started too well. My head really hurts.
Surely your past is still worrying because it's in your head.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it? You talked about it to me as a monster in your head.
It is.
But someday you've got to take out a knife and kill it.
I know.
Did you used to have a drink on the train coming home?
That's where it started. Go to the LP, get a half bottle of vodka, get on the train, 45-minute journey, and I'd just sit there on the train swigging it on the way home. Then by the time I got back, I'd finished that and I'd want another one. Go to bed and get up for work the next day again.
He's generally a little bit tender.
Just do it over and over again.
And he's normal and his chest is
See, Sunday would have been, this is your last drink, so let's make it count. So you would. And then Monday, you'd feel so bad because of Sunday, you'd have to go and get another drink to make yourself feel better. And it'd just be going round and round and round like that. It's like a little ride that you can't get off.
Whatever is going on in there, we've got to get rid of that infection. That's an absolute must. We cannot send you home with any infection there.
What do you think it is that is your worst enemy in you?
Me? No, it's me. I don't believe in myself. I don't think I'm pretty. I don't think I'm fashionable enough. I don't think I'm slim enough. I don't think I'm wearing the right clothes. It's just me. That's my enemy.
So you look for a prop?
Yeah. Everybody feels better and think they look better when they've had a couple.
The liver makes it. So
But you never stick at a couple, that's the trouble.
No, that's true. I don't.
Let's have a little look at this tum of yours.
Very careful on this.
I'm always careful.
When do you think Vanda will go?
I hope at the beginning of next week.
I'm not ready to go home. Unless Langsmith overrides it.
We'll provide whatever help we can provide, but it's very much your baby, I'm afraid.
No.
Yep. Okay, great. That's good.
No intentions of going back to it. So
Good. Super. If you had £1 for every patient who says they're never going to touch it again, you'd be a very wealthy person. I suspect you may well drink again.
If I'm not in, I've just gone down to the shop, be back in 5, Vanda. But she's left the door open, or at least on the latch.
The door was half open. Do I walk in? No, of course you don't walk in. You wait till you're invited.
So how are you? You look fabulous.
Bandabado.
You do look. You look terrific. But what's this? What's this?
It's alcohol. Look.
We hadn't been in there seconds. And she was pulling out a bottle of vodka.
Oh, silly girl.
I'm not a girl.
You're a woman, all right.
I'm
So you're a woman.
43.
All right. I told you, it's not my job to stop you drinking, but I don't want to see you drinking that.
No, okay, well, can you just get out of my way, please?
When Vanda produced her rabbit out of a hat, her vodka, I just felt terrible. I just lost that remoteness that I have as a filmmaker, remoteness from... I get emotionally involved with people, but I manage to stand back and observe, and I get a lot of criticism for that. But if some of us don't record it, no one else will learn about it.
So you're very, very disappointed in me then, Paul?
No, it's not for me to be very, very disappointed. I'm disappointed for you, because I really did believe that you'd made up your mind that all that time in hospital.
I had made up my mind, and I still have made up my mind. The only difference is today. I can't be doing with today. That's it.
But there's going to be a lot of todays. People coming, people paid to look after you. And you do need looking after a bit, don't you? Just to get you started in the real world, not the hospital world.
God, there's somebody else coming now. It's Natasha.
Who's she?
How have you been doing? She's so lovely. She is lovely.
It took me probably the first hour to get rid of that hollow horror that was... You going to let her in?
Yes, of course. She does not want to be on tape.
That was echoing in my body, in my brain, and regain my job as somebody who was there to record whatever these people chose to do to themselves.
Don't film her when she comes in.
There was a moment when I was filming and she got up painfully, those legs, those thin, painful legs, hobbled round the sofa and went to the door and left. And as she left, all I could see was a drunk on the street.
Oh, fuck. That's all over my brand new carpet as well.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
You will. Hold on.
Hold on.
All over my setting. It's
What?
brand new.
I'm sorry. You caught me out. I feel completely...
Idiotic.
I feel idiotic, but at the same time, I feel I had put so much money on you. Do you know that? And now that you've taken a drink...
I don't feel any better, I just feel worse.
Do you want to go back to hospital?
No. Hated it, absolutely hated it.
But it kept you off the booze for 4 weeks.
8 weeks and 2 days, actually.
Who's counting?
I was, because it was a nightmare in there.
Oh, Christ, what a day. What a day. Your subject does the very thing that they say they're not going to do. She drinks. I knock over the drink, and I wish I could say that was deliberate, but it wasn't. And then she decides to tell me the monsters in her head. Why? I don't know. Nerves of the day, the heightened tensions that were going on, her being pissed, I don't know. But she told me and I filmed it.
My father sexually abused me. I told my mother and she said she didn't believe me, and then I cut my wrists. And she called the police and I was sectioned into Shelleywood.
Are you sorry you told me?
I'm a little bit pickled, so...
I'm taking advantage of you.
Obviously.
All right. We'll talk tomorrow when you're sober and you can tell me whether you want it in or out.
I didn't know you were shocked, and I was shocked myself really to have done what I did, buy a bottle of vodka.
I'm shocked about Vanda.
There is no reasoning behind it, really.
It's not easy.
I presume it's just...
It's a disease. It's a habit. It's an illness.
The addiction? Well, I don't know.
Once it's got you, it never lets go. And this will be with me for the rest of my life. It's a disease.
Do you know why you did it?
My eyes diverted to the alcohol and I thought, shouldn't I? Yeah, go on, who's it going to hurt? Could I have a bottle of vodka, please?
Can't have a sociable drink because it doesn't stop at being a sociable drink.
And you're just finishing it off this morning?
Yep. Yep, and I'm ashamed about it.
Alcoholics can be the most sneaky sods there are.
And no, I shouldn't have done it.
You hide the alcohol from anyone, anywhere. You know, you'll make excuses or just going to the toilet, off you go to the toilet, and you've got a bottle stashed in the bathroom somewhere, and you'll have a couple of swigs while you're in there.
And nobody will know.
Then come out and make out that you've just been to the toilet.
Got to play the system, haven't you? If you don't play the system.
Okay, so having thought we were there, Danny, come, I've got you. We got this sort of additional complication which we weren't really expecting. But at some stage, in addition to your liver disease, you clearly got an acute pancreatitis.
Gradually, my partner found all my hiding places, and you'll swear on anything that you haven't had a drink, knowing full well that you have.
You've had two things there, either of which could have killed you. You've had two warnings. You've got two red lights.
Or just before they go to work, you know, promise me you won't drink anything today. And yeah, you'll sit there and you'll promise, knowing full well that the bottle of vodka is just waiting for you in the next room.
Slide down the bed a little bit for me, Mark, so I can just feel your tummy.
She gave me more than enough chances. I'd give up for a couple of days. I'd say to her, right, I'm going to give up now, this is it. And then, you know, we'd go around the shop for something.
Big breath. He's still got some hepatomegaly, and he's still got...
I'd walk past the beer and I'd say to her, you know, would it be alright if I get a can of beer? And like she'd say to me, just one, only the one. And I'd be like, yay. And then, you know, that one would lead to two, and then two would lead to three. Whereas I would have preferred it if she turned around to me and said to me from the very beginning, if you get a beer, I'm off.
So I would have thought you'd be with us certainly all this week, and then, you know, we'll reassess the situation. But the plan is still to go to Mum and Dad?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
good.
going to be with my mum for a couple of weeks before going back to my flat.
Yep.
Fuck off. I wish I'd never said it. Just fuck off.
1, 1:15?
1:15, yeah.
1:15. Okay then. I will see you then. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Avril.
You're welcome. See you later.
Can't be doing with all these people coming in my house. I don't want them in here. Carers. Natasha, Julie, Carol. I'm not cross, I just don't like... I didn't send Bob, Dick and Harry in as well. Interference. And I don't like it. I'm supposed to have these bloody carers. I don't need them, I don't want them. Julie, Carol, and I don't like it. I'm not bloody invalid. I don't like it.
They clearly need psychological support, they sometimes need psychiatric support, but then what happens when they go out again? The follow-up's not there. And the agencies that we have, they don't address why the patient drinks. Ideally, it would be very nice to have somebody who would come on the ward rounds, an alcohol counsellor. Somebody who sees them at a time when they put their alcohol addiction and their illness together and understand the link between alcohol and how bloody awful they feel. Once they make that link, they actually have an urge to stop drinking. These patients drink because they've got gremlins.
Because it's in here.
It's the gremlins. You told me there were these monsters in your head. What can you do about getting rid of them?
I go and see a psychologist once a month.
Does that help?
Well, tell her. My father sexually abused me. I told my mother about...
But your mother didn't believe you, did she?
No, she didn't. And she put up with him for 26 years. Why, I do not know. She sent a photograph of herself with a broken jaw, broken cheek, 2 black eyes, all her hair pulled out, etc. She was saying, look, I do have to divorce your father, and this is what he's done to me. Yeah, Mum, I've seen it all my life. He used to beat me, he used to beat her. Never touched my brothers. But my brother's got them back. Oh, he'll be in hell. He won't be anywhere else. My brother Kevin, God rest his soul. And he said, what's Mum shouting about? I said, I don't know, go and have a look in the bloody kitchen. I expect he's beating her up again. And he went, what? When he opened the door, I can't say his name. Sperm donor was whacking my mum. And he pulled him out the kitchen. It's not funny.
This is Kevin.
Yeah. Pulled him out the kitchen and he pummeled him halfway down the corridor, and I don't know why. I haven't got a clue why. I got in between them somehow and I went, no, stop it. And I'd had a drink that day, obviously, so there was drink inside me, so I thought I was Superwoman anyway. And he gave him 2 broken ribs. Yes. And broken jaw. Get in there, Kev. Let that man suffer. He's a bastard. Absolute bastard.
Why didn't you go to the police, Vanda?
If the police didn't believe me, then he wouldn't have beat me up, he would have killed me. And Mum would have got the slack of it as well.
I heard a number of people in hospital when you were there talking about how often they expected to be beaten. They were beaten. It was just a way of life in the sort of Chatham, Gillingham area.
I could have put up with the beating. It was the other that I couldn't put up with.
But in a sense, isn't he getting what he wants? Because you're drinking to forget it. He's dead. And you've got to live with all that sexual abuse that he inflicted on you. And so you drink more to blank it out. And he's winning all ways round.
I know you're right. When Kevin died, he should never have died.
What happened?
I love Kevin. My big brother. Came off his motorbike.
Do you want to stop?
11:05 on the 5th of December. And my brother died at 11:05 on the 5th of December. And it smashed all this side of his face in.
Do you know what the date was yesterday when you drank for the first time coming out of hospital?
No, 2nd, 3rd.
It was the 5th of December.
That'll be it then.
That was the day you drank for the first time, after 8 weeks and 2 days.
And he was going to be posted to Germany the following day, and I fucking hate the fucking army about this. He was a lieutenant, and he was going to be made up to a captain the following day. And they buried him as a lieutenant. And his wife and 2 children got a pension of a lieutenant, not a captain. It'd be too bloody easy for the army.
Your whole family have been very involved in the army, haven't they? And you were an army child running around various places. The man that you don't like to call your father, he was in the army. Your brother. Has the army got something to do with all of this, your present state?
And my husband, so-called, my nephew.
My life is brilliant.
When I first met him, we was in like separate rooms in a house just down the road, and I said to the landlady, I said, who's that dipstick coming up the stairs with a red helmet on, because he had a motorbike helmet on. And then she said, oh, it's a new lodger. I says, oh, alright. And then he come down the stairs all dressed up and everything. I thought, well, yeah, I'll have some of that. And 18 years later I'm still with him.
'Cause I've got a plan. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true.
When I first met him, he was drinking. But I didn't mind him drinking because I didn't know he was an alcoholic at the time. He was drinking at home. He wasn't going to the pubs. So I just thought, oh, he just drinks at home.
We are gathered here today to celebrate, honour and to pay tribute to the life of Nigel Ratner.
If I could give you part of my liver and give it to you, then I would. Yeah, because if I took some of mine, that would regenerate itself again, and maybe that little bit would help you. Towards the end of '95, he was in a lot of pain, and he was all swollen up again, and that's when it was diagnosed as cirrhosis of the liver. If he's ever drunk again, he'd be dead in 8 weeks. Then we got married, still stayed off the drink and everything. I would know if he was drinking, and he would tell me, because our relationship is based on trust, honesty, and you never have any secrets between each other. We know it's serious though, don't we, this time?
It's not as if I got anybody to tip the drink down my throat. I'm the one who tipped the drink down there, wasn't I? So that's down to me.
He was dry for about 8 years and then had a relapse.
They insist that it's been 10 years since his last drink.
Well, I think he had a little relapse about 2 years ago. But anyway, we can clarify that. But I mean, if it really is 10 years, then perhaps we should at least be getting him looked at for a transplant. The problem with cirrhosis, once you've got it, is that even if you stop drinking, it is a progressive disorder. You know that within 10 to 15 years maximum you will have major problems with liver failure and so on. So the outlook is not fantastic just because you stop drinking. It doesn't take away the cirrhosis. The only possibility for him to survive really now is a liver transplant.
I don't wish the death of anyone to... No, it sounds horrible, doesn't it? I don't want anyone to die, but I still want to have him with me for the next 10 years.
Hi there, I was just trying to get your first set of notes so I could refresh my memory as to... Nigel copes surprisingly well. And I think the reason he copes so well is that he has this unstinting and continuous support from Kath. She's always trying to fill him with enthusiasm to go in the next step. Just refresh my memory exactly about the alcohol. We need to know precisely.
He was in here for 3 months, and ever since then, 10 years down the line, he's been off it.
We're absolutely clear that alcohol has not been a problem for 10 years. No, okay, good, okay, that's fine, that's all I want to know. But the critical thing was just being absolutely clear where we were with the alcohol, which is nowhere, which is great. He always remained abidingly suspicious of anybody with alcohol, that they are drinking again. But I've known his partner for a long, long time. She is as honest as the day is long, and she cares for him enormously. I mean, you know, she just sticks to him and, you know, looks after him totally. And I think if alcohol was an ongoing problem, she would have mentioned it. At the very beginning, she gave him hell about his drinking.
There's people out there that may think he doesn't deserve it. Yeah, and I can understand how they feel, because sometimes I feel exactly the same with alcoholics, because they've done it all to themselves. And there's kids out there that need livers and things like that. But all I say is, he deserves it. He does really deserve it.
I think she's eternally optimistic, and I think that's what makes her such a stunningly good support for her husband. So I feel under very considerable obligations to do the best for him. Whether or not I succeed, that's another matter.
Fuck yeah, babe.
Kath, tell me something. How are you managing financially?
Honestly?
Honestly.
Not very well.
What does that mean?
Well, basically all we get is, like, obviously the disability allowance and carers allowance. But because where Nigel was on £2,000 to £3,000 a month bring home, it's still a struggle, because we've been knocked down to, say, about 300 something a fortnight. £306 a fortnight. And it's a big drop in it from £3,000 a month. He's been like that since his nan passed away. And then his dad getting ill. He never spent as much time with Stephen as he would like, because it was either drink or work.
I never really enjoyed drinking. I used to do it because it was there.
An alcoholic has to help themselves first before anyone else can help them. I tried for 8 years and it never worked. He kept saying to me, I'm not ready to stop, so until they want to stop, then there's nothing you can do. I think he's just hurting at the moment. He said, I will get a job, but because I've got chucked out of school and because I've got chucked out of college, there's not many people out there that will take me on. He will do it, you just got to give him time. He's a very private person. But then I'm frightened that one day that someone's going to upset him or say something to him, and then it's just all going to come out and he's going to have a fight with someone.
Good morning. Hi there. We have this problem now that his liver disease has reached a stage where whatever we do to him, we produce adverse consequences. So if we give him water tablets, his kidney function deteriorates. We stop the water tablets, his kidney function picks up again, but then his tummy and his legs swell up more. And we've reached a stage where we can make very little progress at all. Are you feeling strong enough for us to sit you up? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just going to slip your arms right out of this. Can we just slip this off? He's very edematous, isn't he? I mean, presumably he's had lots of IVs that have not gone very well. Okay, just lie back for me, Nigel. Okay, Cam, he's very, very wheezy. The blood count is stable. It's not great, but it's stable. What we do is let's stop the beta blocker, give him the nebulizers. His tummy is not is not tense, and I would prefer let's just sort out the chest and the other bits first. Just look up for me. Look up at the ceiling for me. Yeah, a little bit yellow. So not nearly so well today. No.
My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw an angel.
Each time he has an admission, it's just, he's a little bit further down the hill, he's a little bit sicker, it takes him longer to bounce back. And of course, the inevitable progression would be that he won't bounce back, he will die. The alcohol is not a problem now. The problem is the problem we have with every transplant. Are they sick enough to need a transplant? But we mustn't allow him to get so sick that he can't actually have the transplant. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Hello. Well, the truth of the matter is now, I think that without a transplant you will die, and there is no guarantee about a transplant, as you know, so we've got to think about getting you assessed. The truth of the matter is now, I think that without a transplant you will die. There is no guarantee.
Oh, I should be the strong one, shouldn't I?
Sorry, I didn't mean to get upset. The only time I cry is when they give me news like that. Other than that, I'm alright. It's when you see the doctors and they give you news like that. Other than that, I just take each day as it comes. I never cry. Never. Unless I feel a bit lonely. I just keep my fingers crossed that his lungs and that are alright.
Because he called my sister.
Now is the time to get him assessed, and they will take longer to assess him, partly because he certainly has been a drinker, and they will want to be very sure that he doesn't drink. And I think too that his chest may be a problem. But he's got so many unstable bits at the moment that I think if you attempted to tips him, you'd almost certainly kill him.
I felt just like getting better, to be quite honest with you. Look, there you go. You can't tell you nothing, do you?
This has got to be what you call a natural high, due to no alcohol, no drugs, anything. I wouldn't feel as good as I did with a drink inside me. This is now the longest amount of time I have gone without a drink. I'll beat this. I am beating it. And I keep saying it's been 8 weeks, but 8 weeks is a long time for someone that hasn't, you know, for an alcoholic not to have a drink. It is a long time.
Nothing has improved. I think things are drawing to an end.
Yeah.
If there's not some dramatic turnaround shortly, it's flogging a dead horse. If things haven't improved within about 24 hours, we are going to have to just look very hard at things and ask whether we're trying in a hope that something will happen when it just won't happen. Mm-hmm. He's not suffering in any way, he's not aware of anything, he's not in pain. Nothing at all. Things like the transplant have just sort of disappeared, I'm afraid, over the horizon.
You've done marvellous, Doctor. Where have you been with me for 10 years? Just one more day.
right have I to film Kath's grief? Why am I asking you to watch Nigel die?
Is Paul allowed up there?
Do you feel strongly you would like Paul to be up there?
Yeah.
Kath needed someone to be with her. Maybe because the television camera had become some sort of a prop that can become very important, rather like a deep but silent friend. Yes, her grief is personal, but she wanted the camera to witness the consequences of alcoholism, a disease that's robbed her of a very nice man. As she says, he never hit me, he always worked.
Jim says to say no, Vinny says to say no, big kiss. Everyone sends their big kisses to her. Okay? Everyone.
But filming her grief, we'll see. If it survives the cutting room, then I'll know it was right.
I feel really angry and I hate him at the moment. I've got a day off and that's going to take all my effort to sort him out again. Mark's not been really moving forward at all. I was coming home from work and actually was stalling an extra 10 minutes because I didn't want to be home. And can't leave him to die. That's ultimately what's going to happen.
Okay, what's the situation with Mark?
Well, he's now an inpatient on the psychiatric ward, and I'll get along to see him when they ask me to do so.
So he's in their responsibility now?
Yeah, he's in their care. Yeah.
Is that something you thought might happen?
Yes, very much so. I mean, I knew he'd be back under somebody's care. It's just a question of whose care.
He doesn't do anything for himself, does he?
No.
No, he's not here.
You ask him to post a letter that's going to help him get incapacity benefit or housing benefit, and he doesn't do it.
Have you seen your mum and your stepfather lately?
I think she's given up hope. Keep hoping that I'm going to get better, and I keep letting people down, you know.
Andy and I have been drinking with one of his Irish friends, and the drink was Bailey's, vodka and some other white spirit, and you had to down it in one. We just sent Andy mental, he just went mental. Come on then, if you want some, come and get it. So what are you doing? Just leave me alone, I'll sort them all out. I said, sort who out? It's nobody here wants to fight with you. You're a twat, man. Andy made me angry, and I've got a temper. I said, if you're going to be like that, then I'm going. Yeah, because you fucking accused me of it anyway, so I might as well say it.
But you change when you're drinking, Vanda.
I either change into Miss Happy Happy, and everybody's lovely, or Miss Suicidal, and I'd like to self-harm, or Miss Angry.
Your anger is that you haven't got a child.
No.
Would Andy have a child with you?
Andy can't. Because his dear beloved wife, his darling fucking pig face, ugly cow of a wife, decided that Andy should have a vasectomy after having 5 children. Well, and he went and did it. And I think that is so wrong.
Do you hate men?
In a way, yes. Well, truth be known, I'm not that good at sex either. I still be on my terms or not at all. Maybe that's what Andy's fed up with. Because he's been not at all for the last year. Andy, don't be so stupid. Do my fucking head in.
Can you do it if you're drunk?
Do anything when you're drunk?
If Mark come back the way he was 2-3 weeks ago for Christmas, I'm quite happily having him back.
I don't want to. There's got to be a good base at home. We're happy at home. You know, this is a happy home.
Do you think that there's a chance that Mark might destroy himself ultimately?
Yes. Yes, I do. That's what Polly said last night. That's what Polly said. That's his sister.
Who said what last night?
Polly, my daughter, Mark's sister. She said, just accept, Mum. He's gone.
He's heading for the street, isn't he?
Yes. We can't allow him to destroy us, because that's not going to happen. And to not know what's going on in your own home, whether he's alright, whether he's in a coma drinking, whether he's trashed your house, whether he's left the front door open and your pets have escaped. So, we had to put him out of the house. He has the flat down the road, that's his option whether he went there or not.
Yeah.
We can only help him so much. Now we will have to help him, and we will help him, but it'll be done more remotely.
See, sometimes this is what will trigger off self-harming and that. Because I want someone to see me, I want someone to sit up and take notice and say, look, this bloke ain't well. But it never happens. It never happens.
Mark, come on, that's just crazy.
I drink.
Are you showing off for the camera?
When he knocked on the door, if that had been my mum, my dad or my sister, I would have run and hid that. But this is what this film's all about, is this. So what's the point in hiding it?
But you'd still try and hide it from your mum?
Yeah, because I don't want her to worry. I just...
Mark, you know she's worried.
Oh yeah, well, I can save her a bit more pain, can't I?
What's that? When was that done?
It was done last Tuesday night.
Were you drunk?
Yeah, no, I weren't. My sister phoned me, and she did come, but by the time she got here, I'd already done that.
Why did you do it?
I panicked. I used to beat the doors off the hinges. I just used to punch holes in the walls. And now I don't do it anymore. I've stopped it and I take it out of myself. You see what I could have done.
Do you feel proud that you hurt yourself afterwards? Do you feel angry?
No.
Do you feel dirty? What?
I feel dirty. I feel like I've let everyone down. I feel... No, I don't want to be this person. I really don't. I don't want to be this person.
Mark, your daughter told you on her birthday she loves you. Doesn't that mean you've got some responsibilities now? Someone in your life is actually saying, Dad, I love you. How old is she?
13 now.
Don't you think Every time you go to harm yourself, every time you take a drink,
every time I do it,
just think to yourself about her.
I look at the photo and I've got of her on top of the fire every time. She's the first one in my thoughts. But it doesn't. You don't understand.
If you don't ring me back, then I can't do you do my fucking head in.
People just don't understand.
But more so, Mark, do you understand?
I do. Because I've got too much of a temper on me. I get so angry and so destructive, like I just want to smash everything up. Yeah, most of the time, yeah, it is because I've had a drink. And that's what drink does. It didn't used to do it to me, but that's what it does now. Hence the reason I got arrested.
What happened?
The ambulance crew came, and because I had a blade on me, they have to inform the police. WPC was sitting here, I was sitting there, and she was talking to me, and she was calming me down.
Mark, wouldn't sipping, if you have to have a drink?
No, I don't sip. I decided that I just didn't want to be around anymore, so I legged it down the road. I heard these, running footsteps behind me, and it was this bloke copper, and he grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and he just launched me across the road, and I just went, you skim a stone across the water, so it launched me across the road.
You said to me, if you'd been my mum, I wouldn't have let you in, I'd have hidden the bottle. You can't go on hiding from people. This is going to be your future, isn't it? Hiding as much as you can from people. Do you think... Careful now. You can cope with that. Here, put it in there. Put it in there. Come on. I'll put it in there for the moment. I'll get you a bucket. That's a good boy. Well done. How's the relationship?
Tenuous.
Has he told you it's over?
Andy, I can't carry on like this. Oh, excuse me. Decided to leave after the day, Boxing Day. Day after Boxing Day would have been a Tuesday, and I just knew I'll be back down, darling. I'll be back down. I promise you. Be there for the new year. Yeah.
And you've been drinking ever since?
Basically, yeah.
Is that to punish him or to punish you?
Little bit of both, I think. He's a cunt for doing that. He's a cunt for doing that.
I was so frightened that he would come out of hospital and be back in that dark place.
Who's that? It's Mark.
That's what I think. That's what he sees. A dark, lonely place.
knows, darling. Yeah.
It's not just bored, it's hell. That's what it is for him. That's what he said, it was hell.
Mama, it's just...
And he wants to get free.
No, I never really want to know you right now.
What? And actually, he doesn't
No.
get up of a day to do the normal things like go shopping. His social skills don't exist. If he's drunk, then you don't have a conversation, a real conversation, do you?
Thanks much.
Once he starts drinking, the drink takes over and that takes away his social skills, therefore he's not able to communicate.
See, that's what my mum should be like.
A dark, lonely place.
I think basically I should get out of this fucking relationship because it's doing my fucking head.
I thought you were out of it now. I thought this was a chance for you to step forward and not get messed about by another man. You were messed about with by your father. You seem to be nothing more than a sex object for Andy. It's the same story repeating itself.
Life's a bitch and then you fucking die.
1 minute I'm fine, the next minute I go straight into a panic attack, and then when I say a panic attack, I mean I seriously panic.
Have you been drinking, or are you sober?
No, I was sober. I just totally panicked. Just went off on one, just didn't know where I was. Nothing. And I didn't mean to do it as bad as I did. I cut myself a couple of times, and then one big one I just went, and I looked at it and I thought, I watched it open up and I thought, oh shit. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have gone that far. So it was up to the hospital. They stitched me up, kept me in overnight. Then I came back, I'd done a bit of work on the garden, and I had done another panic attack. That's when I'd done that one. I went back up there and I got reassessed by a psychiatric team, and they basically turned around and told me, sorry, we ain't got no beds left. Go home. And to top it all off, yesterday, my landlord was supposed to be coming round to inspect the property and the garden, and you know, to decide whether or not to carry on with the eviction notice. It didn't even turn up.
Have you thought you're just one step away from not having a house from the council?
I know.
So are you safe for the moment?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
I don't want to lose this home.
All I know is there's an eviction notice on me. That's it, the street.
I can't see me going that far down.
Your mum won't take you back in?
No.
I can't get much lower than I am now. I just can't see it happening.
It's a street. If I'm not the perfect advert as to not drink, I don't know what is.
A few weeks ago I asked you if your drinking was a slow, calculated way to kill yourself. Suicide. and you looked at the camera and you nodded and agreed it was. Is that still your thinking, or are you better than that now? Have you got a hope for something coming up? A future?
You don't understand.
I'm trying to.
You don't understand. You don't understand. I've got mental health problems. I am ill. I know I'm ill.
Do you get angry with yourself when you're drinking?
I get angry enough to put my fist through a window, have a fight with somebody, slash my wrists. Of course I get fucking angry.
It's not an excuse. But depression is a nightmare. And I think, some days I think, you know,
I can't take this anymore.
Who's gonna miss me? It's just like his bloody funeral. About 4 people around the bloody...
Your father's funeral?
Yeah.
The man you don't like to call father?
No. He wasn't a father. He was a bastard.
And 4 people finished up at his funeral?
Yep.
Would you get 4 people?
My mum, my brother, Andy.
You sure Andy would be there?
Andy'd be there.
We used to spend hours getting ready on a Friday night.
We asked for the help, and it was promised things like social care, social workers. We explained that he had no money, had no benefits sorted out. That was all promised to be sorted out for him. And we visited Mark halfway through that week, and nothing had happened.
The meeting had overrun. There was no apology to say, sorry, the meeting's an hour late. And then they obviously had another meeting to go to, so they were leaving halfway through the meeting, different ones going off different places. So there was still no heating in his flat, no finances sorted out for him, and more importantly, there didn't seem to be any plan in place for his care.
One of the social side people had turned around and said, Mark, you can have a really busy week, and give you lots and lots of things to do.
They're going to put me with people that are in the same boat as me.
Come the second week, and the second meeting, nothing happened, total waste of time. If we ask for help and they make these promises to do things, they've then got to keep them. No one on the mental health side spoke to anyone on the medical ward. No one knew of any of Mark's history.
Mark has a mental health or addiction issue, whichever. Therefore, the health service should be there to help him through, and that quite clearly isn't there.
Fuck.
The parents and carers outside are just having to try and battle their way through the system, and there's no clear guidance.
It took me a long time to get the trust of Mark to be in his company. And it's not that I'm a vampire or a bat looking to suck his blood. I just want to understand the nature of his problems and how he survives. It is like watching some poor animal in distress. You think, I shouldn't be here witnessing this moment. Mark, Vanda, Tony, Nigel. 2 deaths out of 4 people. But I think we have to watch it to understand it, not just skip across like stones being skimmed across water. I think that would be an abuse of what Mark has allowed me when going through the depths of despair.
If I just someone could just cut me a break.
Over the months that I've been filming, is there anything you've told me that wasn't exactly true?
No. No point in lying. Never have lied. What's the point? You'll always get found out in the end, so don't bother. No.
So can I assume that everything you said about that which pushed you into drinking is true?
Yeah, for definite. Don't even know questioning that. That's disrespectful to people.
I'm not being disrespectful, but I have to just check with everything.
Well, that is to me that's disrespectful, because I wouldn't say something like that if it wasn't true. Oh God, Paul, you've had as much as I'm going to give.
But I don't want you to bring everything back up. I'm disgusted. I don't need to discuss it anymore. It was a paedophile. He was a rapist.
Come on, take my hand.
I don't want
Hmm?
I don't want I don't want him.
He's dead, so I can't libel the dead. But her mother is alive, and I have to be aware of the sensitivities there. And if Vanda's going off at the deep end and there's no truth in these allegations, then you're in some fairly heavy waters.
How did I get into this situation? Because I was a girl?
No, you were pushed into it by a father who was despicable.
It wasn't my father. He was a bastard.
I don't want what you're going through to be rubbished by people. Everything I've filmed has been a true account where you're drinking wine and getting ill.
I should be rotting ill now.
Mark is lucky because he's got us here battling for him and trying to get the care that he deserves. But there'll be so many people out there that don't have families to support them. If you've not got somebody there battling because the system is not working, it quite clearly isn't working, these people will end up dead.
Split up with my long-term so-called boyfriend.
You mean officially, because he hasn't been turning up? What happened?
He hasn't been turning up because he's been screwing somebody else, I expect.
You expect or you know?
Oh, like he says he's only been with her for 4 weeks. I reckon it's been since Christmas.
So what happened? He rushed in, made love, told you you're wonderful, and then what? How do you break the news?
He didn't. I sort of guessed. It's true about everything else as well. Came here, rushed in, made love. Well...
Was it love or sex?
Sex. Cheers, mate. I love you too. Not. He said, oh, I'm just going to learn. I thought, yeah, okay, fine. And I thought, who's he talking to? Is he talking to himself in the loo? He said, yeah, okay then, darling. Yeah, of course, darling. Yeah, I'll be there, such and such, darling. Yeah, love you too. Love you lots. Bye. And I just said, who the fuck were you talking to? Who do you love lots? And he said, oh, I've been meaning to tell you. But I didn't know how to. And then I went mental.
What time in the morning was this?
About 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, yeah, but I still want to be friends. I said, be friends? I said, you just screwed me when you're screwing some other bloody one. I said, you can fuck off. I said, get out of here now. He's a cunt for doing that. Where am I going to get a taxi this time of night or a train? I said, don't give a shit if you walk to London, mate. Just fuck off. You've done my head in for 4 years. I said, can't I even sleep on the settee? I said, you can sleep where you like, but it's not going to be in my house. So fuck off. Get out of my life. So he went. And has been phoning me every day since. Oxley, is it? since Andy and I've split up, I've been drinking cider and it is shit and it is gut churning stuff. But other than that, I've been drinking white wine.
But he must know that you've gone back on the drink.
He does.
Did he argue with them?
No. 2 bottles of white wine. So I knew you wouldn't make it, which is true. I haven't.
But your face is showing quite a lot of booze in it, sweetheart. Vanda, what I don't understand is... Come on, wake up. Wake up. You've had some terrible pains in your life. And now you've locked yourself up in this flat. Daylight barely gets through the window.
I don't want the curtains open. I don't want to see people walking past.
It sounds like you don't want to see life going on.
Don't ask me.
But you're the only one I can ask.
Well, I don't know.
How things?
Not good.
Not good. In what way not good?
Dr. Smith-Lang, outpatient clinic. Vanda eased down. I'm afraid she is still drinking heavily.
I'm not drinking vodka. I'm not drinking cider.
So what is your current tipple?
Red wine.
Red wine.
She ascribes this to her depression.
How many bottles in a week?
3 a night.
3 a night?
She has multiple complaints, including generalized weakness.
The water tablets that you put me on don't work, and my stomach's swelling up again, but my legs aren't.
Okay.
On examination, the liver was still markedly enlarged. New paragraph.
And is there any particular reason that you don't seem to have reduced the alcohol intake at all?
Was not drinking at all.
Until?
Until my partner and I split up, and then just took solace in having a drink.
I think the outlook is very poor. You know, she's consuming huge amounts of alcohol. If she's drinking 3 bottles of wine per night, she's on over 200 units of alcohol per week. The truth of the matter at the moment is, from the alcohol point of view, we're not making a lot of progress, are we? No. What would we need to do to make some progress? I mean, you tell me, because I'm running out of ideas now. What would stop you drinking? What would stop you drinking? Is anything going to stop you drinking?